Alright, what's up? What's up? So, thanks for being here. It's been a little while since I've been on. I wanted to do something from, nothing. So, we're gonna patch up some stuff. I got some samples to mess with too. But, yeah, we're just gonna enjoy just some creative time. And actually, over here, got a couple new modules. I did go live a couple days ago. I had some problems because YouTube looks like they've kind of messed with some things since I was last live, and had some problems just getting good audio from all my gear. So thought I'd come back and do a scratch and patch. So with these, I'm gonna make sounds, and we're gonna start right here, and I'm gonna patch up this VCO, this AJH Synths mini mod. So this is a classic Moog filter, and sorry, this is a VCO and filter. We've also got an envelope, and we got all kinds of stuff here to play with. This is the new module. This is, here we go. This one is the 4MS Wavetable Navigator. And what this can do is 6 voices of polyphony. So you've got an input trigger for each voice, for each note, I should say, because it's not, you don't have filters for each, and you've got some notes to play with. That's what you've got. You can sample with it to turn audio into waveforms. Let me see what my mic sounds like. All right, let me see if that's a little bit better. It sounded way too loud for my taste. I don't want you guys to have to hear me so loud. Let me try that. And maybe this is even better. Nope, that one was a little bit too low. So hopefully that's good. I'll know here in just a second. So we also got, all right, we got the voltage block. So the voltage block is a very interesting piece of equipment because it can do a lot of different things. You can sequence with it. You've got 8 outputs. Each one of these faders controls the level of the control voltage coming out of each one of these. We're going to be using the MPC today, the Force with its update. We got 3.0.5 on the Force, the Deluge, and then this gear. Also, we've got the MS-20 is the only thing patched in right now. Is that getting in? Let's see if that's getting in. That's the only thing I didn't test, was the rack. That should be it, hopefully. So with the MS-20, cool. Coming in on channel 1, we'll patch up this VCO going in on channel 2. We will use the LFOs from the Wavetable Navigator to put a pulse width modulation on the VCO. So while that oscillator is holding a note, or even if it's arpeggiating, we'll get some pulse width in there so that it gives it some movement. This has 6 independent LFOs. That's amazing. They can go, with these modules, especially something like this, you need to have the I am nowhere near being able to use this thing like I want to, like I've envisioned. So I'm gonna need to access this probably at times because it's so deep and you've got different modes. There's keyboard mode. There's a lot of different ways to use it. Um, but you've got 6 notes. You've got 6 LFOs. You've got ways to navigate around a sphere, which is essentially a waveform like any other waveform, like a one shot, but where this sphere, you're taking this waveform and you're basically turning it into a three or multi-dimensional object. So when you're using these different navigation knobs around the sphere, it's going to give you different tones. Then you can modulate those tones. You can set each note to a different waveform. You can set each one to a different scale. You can put them all into a single scale. You can transpose. You've also got control over all of this stuff using CV. So that's where this comes in. Very, very handy. This is a very musical piece of equipment. Now I'm running FXbox today on Bitbox. With Bitbox, you can use Synthbox, Bitbox, or FXbox firmware. What I've done is turned it into a real-time effects processor so that I can do like cool little things in real time. The other module that I got that's new is the Poly 2. This will convert USB MIDI, or you've got several different ways to get devices into your rack. So you've got MIDI in, MIDI out, plus a USB host, and then you've got your standard kind of whatever this is, USB A or B. So I've got this connected to the Mio. The Mio 10 is a MIDI control hub, and all my equipment is routed into the Mio 10, and then the Mio 10 comes here. So in the modular, I actually have access to my X, to the Force, or whatever, because I can actually send MIDI out from here. So there's many ways to use this. We're not going to get totally crazy complex with all of that stuff. I want today to program a couple nice sounds that go together, and then maybe record them, chop it, so we can chop chop some sort of sequence that we've created. So we'll use these different analog synths to create loops, and then we will actually chop. We'll chop in real time, and then we will record a loop, and we will chop that, and then we will sequence it. And I don't have any way to look at the stream unless I put my phone on, which I'll do, because if anybody comes through and says what's up, I will definitely be willing to answer any questions, or if you just want to chat or whatever, it's cool with me. So let me see if I can find. All right, cool. All right, so let's get busy. First thing, what kind of clock are we going to use today? Let's use, well, right now I've got the Force patched up to clock everything, so I guess we'll just go ahead and use the Force. Let me just stop the clips from launching. And then I've got some drums over here we're going to get into. So right now, the Force will clock the Deluge. It'll clock the MPC. And then what we can do with that is actually clock any of the CV that's coming in from the Mio. Let me make sure, let me double check that the Force is going to the poly end, because each one of these has to be configured separately, So, okay. it's actually not. But that's fine, now it is. And actually, hold on, I gotta use this one. We'll go ahead and cover these just in case. And then one way I'll find out real quick. Got a whole mess of cables here so that we can just grab them and go. Let me just go ahead and plug this. CV number 12 has already been configured to be a clock because all of these are configurable. So let me just see if this is going to start our module when I hit play. And it does. So I'm going to go ahead and actually erase all these, clear everything. Now we should have just a nice little clean clock source. There we go. Now whatever we do here is going to be clocked. It's going to be in time. So we can use the CV from each one of these individual ports to modulate the rack. Because when you move these sliders, it actually records the movements in real time, which is what I'm all about. I love a good beat. I love a good album. If you can get some of that like goodness in real time with your own hands, it's a very liberating feeling to be able to understand how certain things work. So will we be able to make a complete song from scratch in 5 minutes? No, because there's a lot of setup. But each sound can be made. Each sound can be recorded as a section, and then we take all the sections and export them as an Ableton Live set, and then we arrange it after the fact. Or we can arrange it in the deluge. We can arrange it here. We can use the Force in arranger mode. We can do all kinds of things. So yeah, if we do have anybody here, tell me what's up. Let me know where you're at. Let me know how you're feeling. If there's anything in here that excites you or you want to know more about, let me know. I have been actually putting a lot of work into building these stands to try to have some more ergonomical, workflow. It's corny, yes, I know, but what I need is to feel like I'm able to move around like I want to, and for that I do. All right. So first things first, we got a clock source. So now let's get some audio. So let's pull some audio straight from this oscillator. Let's go with a sawtooth, sharp tooth. All right, we got plenty of audio. Sorry if that was a bit loud. Let's see how loud I can actually go with this thing. So that's about as loud as I want to go there, I think. So go ahead, now that we've got some audio coming in, the pitch, the tone, it's fine. Keep it static right here, and let me just keep this up so that I can see if anybody, I see you guys here, let me know what's up. I'm cool with lurkers, but I'd much rather have you say what's up. All right, pulse width. This is a very dope modulation. It's probably one of my favorite types of modulation because of what it does to the audio and the way it makes it sound. So we're going in to the pulse width modulation here. And actually, to show you how it kind of works a little bit, we'll put it into the voltage block first. And that way I can manually show you real quick how this works. So we don't have a clock coming in right now, which is good, because we don't have anything, nothing will automate. So now you got to make sure, which I don't know if I have yet, that you've got your knobs that you're going to modulate should be, it's kind of the max and the minimums. So you want to have something. If you have your dials all the way down, then this isn't going to help you. Go to a square wave. Okay, we're getting an on-off. All right, so that's what I'm doing, is I'm actually triggering from a gate. So that isn't going to work. We'll use an LFO. We'll use an LFO. So let me go back over to this shark. We'll put it in here. This is trial and error. This is, you know, that's how it works. All right. Turn up the LFO speed. Change the type. All right, slow it down. All right, now we're going to clock this. So we want to have this thing clocked too, the swan. Okay, whoops, it's not long enough. So I'm going to go ahead and clock swan if I can find cable. Let me put a couple of these out here. Make it a little bit easier to find them. So I'm going to go ahead and clock the swan so that we can keep everything in time. All right. Slow it down now. Oops. I'm live. There we go. I like it, but I want more movement. So let me put a little wobbly type thing. Actually, let's go ahead and put another clock into, this is my LFO. This is my mini mod LFO. So I wanna create more movement. So we're gonna clock the modulation using this LFO. So I'm gonna go from this triangle, and we're gonna go into, this is gonna give us the tune. This is gonna mess with the tuning a little bit, and we'll just wobble it a little bit. We'll wobble the tune. Divide the clock sum. Let's see. How do I want to do that? Hold on a second. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. I'm getting kind of distracted over here. Family's calling. Trying to get the dog and other things. Right, so I'm actually going to come from my LFO. The only thing with this is what I've found is that it doesn't like certain clocks. It won't stay on perfect clock like the poly end will keep things way more synced up. So I'm just going to use the poly end to clock. Actually, we'll just, since the LFOs are being clocked, we'll use another LFO from the Swan. Into a filter. That's driving me nuts. Go into this filter. This is another Moog style. Sorry, an amp, because I'm getting annoyed by the sound of this thing just going and going. So I want to trigger it. So I'm sending it into a voltage controlled amp. And then I will trigger it from the poly end. This one probably won't reach. we are making progress. This is not the fastest way to create, that's for sure. But it is pretty fulfilling when you get where you want to be. Okay. So that right there should give us a trigger. We do need to send a signal. So let me see. All right. So we're getting a signal. And it looks like I am also sending to the force. So let me fix that. Don't want that. All right. Okay, so now we don't have any pitch. We just have a gate. So we need to throw in another one from pitch, which is just below it here. We got pitch and gate. So we're going to go right in. It allows you to control 8 different voices, 8 different notes. All right, sounds like I think my MPC is also catching some MIDI. We don't want that. All right, so now you can actually hear that wobbly kind of effect. But we did not run it into the filter first. So we'll put it into the filter. And then we can actually trigger the filter also, so that the filter can be modulated with CV as well. So we can do that. And the only thing we need to do is put another volt per octave, and that comes from the pitch. I think actually, how do I want to do that? You know what? I can actually do something better. I'm going to use my special CV cables that have a little they have a little, like a piggyback jack. So then I can plug in more than one thing from one single pitch or gate source. So now I can control this, the single voice that I'm creating with one cable. So as I go lower, it's gonna the actual filter is gonna be taking more and more of the audio. So if I start up here, you won't hear any filter. If I go down, filter takes out more and more and more. So you can actually adjust that if you want to run it from the voltage block. You can control with the amp or whatever how much of each goes in. So let's just put it on CV instead of volt per octave, so that we get a standard filter. The other thing is that you're hearing it kind of clips at the beginning. Oh, hey, what's up? I see you, man. Let me see. See what's up with you. About your controller mode, I don't use a whole lot of computer, so I understand what you're saying with that. As far as you were just saying that you don't like it that you can't switch straight into controller mode. with MIDI. Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be something, you know. Yeah. Thanks for you know, leaving that. Everybody has their own specific kind of workflow, and for me, I try to stay away from the computer as much as possible. They did do a bunch of updates, and you can do a lot of different stuff now. But I would say, you know, put in a request for specific stuff that you would like to see, because you know that's something that they can do is incorporate new things in upcoming updates. Um, so what I was saying was that you got this like it kind of sounds like there's like this little clipping sound that comes. So what I want to do is I want to actually use an envelope, so I can put a little attack and. Okay, so that's my gate. And so I'll put another one of these piggyback cables. These have a name for them. I just can't remember what it is. Jumper, or I don't know, jump back, something. And then we're going to go into this. This is an ADSR. So now we can actually control the length of the note played. So I'm going to go out from the ADSR, and I'm just going to use this to control the envelope, or the amp, I should say, not the envelope, the amp. So now I can take the clip out. You got that, it's too harsh. And I can actually put a little release on it. Okay, well, we got a bass. Let's actually make another quick little patch. We'll use rings. And we will come. We'll come straight out of the Dell. That way I don't have to try to go into the menu. I haven't set up the polyend for MIDI channels yet, which I will very soon. So we gotta have one for pitch. These are great. These are so long. That's for pitch. We'll go under it actually. That's for pitch. We'll go. I don't think I can reach it without the longest one. I do have these little connectors, but I've got a whole bunch of really long ones. All right, here we go. So here's the gate. We'll set up a gate track, CV track. Okay, and then this will go into the strum. Then we need the audio. So let's plug in two. We need two cables. Let's go here. We'll go into 3 and 4. You don't have to run two. rings will actually do the job on one, but we'll get a better kind of sound if I go left and right. Then we'll get a stereo. That's too short. We'll get a stereo kind of effect. Right, so that's rings. Let's go left and right. I want to go into the filter. I want to take this into the filter. Actually, I can't. I can't go into that filter because we're going to control. The other VCO from through the filter. So we can't use the filter for two different things unless we're prepared to control them both. So we'll go out, we'll go into Bitbox, and then we'll use Bitbox as a filter. Super dope. And then we're gonna program a couple sequences and then record them. Might add a couple drum breaks or something, just so I can flow with it a little, but let's see. So with this, we can do all kinds of things. We can do, oh, it's kind of washed out. All right, I'll show you with this. Decided to shut off on me, so I'll just go ahead and use this one. Shouldn't be a problem. Although I did have this problem a couple days ago. All right, here we go. Let me make this bigger. Okay, so Bitbox. You've got different effects. So when I go and play, and I tap the vinyl, do this. So I can actually control the effects if I want to put some sort of control voltage in here, which I have another controller that I can plug in and just activate these. But what I'll do is I'll use this. I'll use one of these cells. Let's use this cell right here, and we'll add a filter. Now that I've showed you that, so we'll just use this one. Okay, I'm gonna have to put this one on a little tripod real quick. My other camera died, just shut off, I don't know why yet. But if I need to show something up close, then I'll use this one. I'll just set this one here. And if I need to go to it, then we got that. There. All right, cool. So we still got a couple different things here. First thing, we can mess with this. Okay, let's do a drum beat, some sort of beat. I'm gonna sample the modular into the deluge, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of reverb. Oh, didn't record? What happened there? Try that again. That's just saving. And what I'm going to do is pull this into a kit, because once you have it into a kit, if I can hear it, once you have it into a kit, then you can do a little bit more with it. That's not it, is it? No. Oh, it's in the wrong folder. Here we go. Actually, I'll chop it. Let's go ahead and chop it. It was pretty long. Yeah, I'll do 16. That's fine. on the loop and see what it sounds like. Just kind of seeing what might be there. Alright, I'm just gonna do what I was gonna do before. Okay. Now I can affect this a little bit different. I'm gonna give it a little bit of that flutter, whatever it's called. I'm not really digging the sequence, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sample. You know what? We can do that. Let's do it on the X. So I just want to get basically I want to get a single note. Just got to send the audio from the modular to the X. There it is. Oops. Let me just shut that off. And this one. Okay, let me just arm it. Okay, I'll keep that. Now I'm gonna just create a key group. Whoops, create a new one here. Do a key group. And now I'm gonna pull that into the one I just made into the key group. Where is it? Oh, it probably named it new sample, I'm sure. I think it's on chords. There we go. So this is our sample. Put a filter on it. And I'm actually gonna let's try something real quick. see something. I don't even know what time it is. Hey, what up, man? I see you, bro. Thanks for being here, man. I don't have my my normal camera over here. Where's my? There we go. Yeah. So I'm using my own personal phone to try to get this other camera. I don't have any way to see you guys, see what's up. I gotta look over here. So I'm just trying to see what you guys are saying. And what up, dope? Yeah. Well, we've got some different things. You know what I'm gonna do real quick? How long have I been up? Let's see. What's the time? One hour. All right. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm at 1 hour 7 minutes. I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna save it right here. But then, all right, I got that saved. Let's see. All right, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and shut this off. Okay, now we got nothing. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna jam out with these. I got some chops. Yeah, here we go. Got some chops. Yeah, so let's just jam out a little bit. I'll put this over here. Oh shit, that's gonna make it. Here. All right, maybe it'll stay. Maybe. Damn. There we go. All right, cool. I'm getting there, I promise. All right, good enough. All right, guys. Peace. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just gonna jam. to the magneto. I'm getting a feedback. I'm not sure why. I thought. Yeah, not sure why I'm getting a feedback. I should be getting. Yeah, I should be getting no feedback because it's not. That's weird. Not sure why that's happening, so I guess I can't do that. Anyway, that's fine. I'm done. I'm out of here. Thanks for being here, guys. It's been fun. It's been real. I will be back on real soon. All right. Peace. Oh. Oh yeah. Let me see what you're saying over here, bro. Uh, pardon me, my eyes. The I will create YouTube channel. My eyes. My eyes don't help me very much. Let me see. No, you're fine. Yes. Well, so talking about the learning curve on the X, yes, there's a large learning curve. Using it as a brain, totally doable, man. I mean, we recently got the update in the Force, so we're getting some flexibility now as well in the Force, similar to the MPC, but you can't do live chopping. That's a bummer. I'm not the type of person that complains every time an update comes out. I just get what I need. So the X has always been able to do live chopping. So using it slaved is the best way to use it for me. The MPC is not the brain. The MPC is slaved. I'll show you. So when I hit play, you don't see any other gear start up. But when I hit play on the Deluge, see, it's slaved. And it's slaved from the force too. So the reason why, it's kind of a special reason for me, you know, for the way I do live streams and the way I work. I can't stop this because when I'm chopping, I have to hear the audio coming in because I'm chopping in real time. For example, let me bring this BPM down. I'll go to 86. All right, so I'm going to chop it. This is how it normally works for me. So let me just, okay, I'm going to let it go by once. Whoops, I didn't have it on slice. Here we go. Stop it. Create. Go to the next empty track. Spin the dial. And then I'm just gonna mute these. See, for live, for being able to use it in real time like an instrument, it's got to be slaved. That's just me though. Other people use it as the centerpiece. Now if I'm making music, like if I'm using it to make a beat and I'm not doing what I'm doing here, then it's perfectly suited to be a brain for controlling all this other stuff. But if I'm creating the way I create, I want to be able to chop incoming audio in real time, including breaks and other things. I got a set of drums, so a lot of times I will record a loop live straight into the Deluge and then chop it in real time. So, but anyway. I like the MS-2000R. I like that. I think it's a dope piece of equipment. And listen, go watch my first video. You know, scroll down. I probably got hundreds of videos, but just at the top, hit most oldest first, and check out my very first video. You know, we all start. I've only been doing this for a couple years. So I bought most of this stuff all within a 2-year period. And yeah, all I had was an MPC 1000, an iPad, and some stuff I got off Craigslist. Like used, and Goodwill. I got a keyboard from Goodwill. It's over there. It's like a Casio PSR, whatever, I don't know. But you do what you can with what you have. And when you find something that you really enjoy doing, when you're passionate about something, then you invest a little bit more time and money and energy, You know, I just built this. I built this. I built this. I built this. I built all of this. This whole studio is hand built. These on the wall, I built these. All of these desks, I built all of these desks. You know, I wanted to have a drawer, so I built them with a drawer. And yeah, so if I turn on the lights in here, I'll go ahead, since the stream is winding down here. So I control everything in my studio with my iPad, including the lights, the MIDI, even my mixer. So I'll show you. So I can turn my lights on and off right here, all my lights. We can change the colors. Let's go with purple. Okay, so go blue or whatever, but if I just make it all white and brighten it up, it's probably going to be a bit washed out. But yeah, so I built everything in my studio. I take the time to really make it feel like I want it to feel. So this was an upcycle project. I just used old milk crates, which are actually still over here. Milk crates. That's how I do. Sorry, you probably couldn't even hear me right then, but yeah, milk crates. These are actually a pair of camo pants that I cut and stapled to some wood. And then underneath, you've got kind of a, you know, a platform which fits the X, the Force, the Deluge, everything. I wanted a modular desk. So I built a bunch of stands that can all be moved around. So this one I built, I kind of wanted it to look like an ammo can. This one holds the X. So just build stuff, you know, be creative in many ways. So all the MIDI gets controlled here with the iConfig. This is the Mio 10. So the Mio 10 sits back here. There it is. This is the Mio 10. And all my MIDI runs into that. And then the mixer itself, iPads. Let me tell you, if you don't have a lot of hardware, iPads can provide you a lot of sound. So I'm just connecting to my mixer. So this is the mix that I hear, and I'll show you. If I do this, there you go. So I'm controlling everything from this area over here, including the mixer and all the MIDI and everything else. So I got 3 cameras. This camera I started the stream with. Well, it's an iPhone 8S, but I upgraded my iPhone, so I'm just using this as a wireless camera. But apparently it was out of battery power. So I got this GoPro 7 Black for the overhead shot, and then I've got a Canon 80D, which is a pretty expensive camera for this kind of thing, but it works. And then I got tons of cables running under the carpets. I mean, you gotta really route things so that you're getting the most out of your space. I built 5 of these. So I got 2 here. I got 1 here. I got a couple in the back. I mean, I've got a lot of extra stuff that I'm not using just because I want to keep it a bit more cleaned up. But yeah, so when it comes to, you know, studio equipment and how big your equipment is, and that is so not, you know, interesting to me. I want to see what people do with their space. That's what's cool to me, is how do you use it, you know? How do you get the most bang for your space? But yeah, if anybody wants any consultations on using their space or whatever, hit me up, leave a comment. Please like the video. Spent a lot of time out here today just trying to get back into the swing of things. I would like to probably come back here, you know, several days in a row during the week. So I may start doing that. But hopefully get to 1,000 subscribers at some point. It does take a long time. But, you know, if you got a YouTube channel, just keep chipping away at it. Oh, let me look at your message real quick. Hey, no problem, no problem. Awesome. Well, my first stands were not very nice. I took my time with these ones. Um, where's my other stand? I can show you a couple stands that I used for a long time, but I don't know where the hell they are right now, and I don't want to drag you guys all over my house. But yeah, so you know, come on back, come on back. Next time I go live, come on back. If you guys got any have any suggestions, or any, if you make sounds of your own, or if you've got something going on in your area, like construction work or protests or whatever the case may be, and you can take a video or take some audio and upload it to Google Drive, the next time I go live, let me know, and then I will give you my email. You give me the sound, and I will use it. So if you want to make some sounds, or even just say something, tell me your name, where you're from, or whatever, I will modulate the shit out of it. All right? All right, everybody. Thank you for being here. Damn. See how messed up? See how hard it is to match colors? You guys have no idea the amount of time I spend trying to like match all, because these are different cameras. They do not look the same. So, looks like I'm back to square one. But, all right, let me check the stream one more time, and I'm going to head up out of here. All right. Peace, everybody.